What if Fenway Sports Group, Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards, and Arneslot are actually geniuses? Hear me out, guys. Hear me out. I'm just going to conjecture here and put forth some evidence that might suggest that Liverpool are actually on the highest ground possible moving forward into the future because of what they've done in the past 10 to 15 years. Let's look at what FSG and now Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards, and of course Arneslot are doing. First off, we know that FSG likes to invest from the top down, get the best leadership in the door to direct the team, right? So they have invested significant funds after Jurgen Klopp left. And by the way, Jurgen Klopp was also a significant investment. But now they've brought in Michael Edwards. They've brought in Richard Hughes. They've brought in a whole host of trainers and back office staff and leadership, admin, to direct not only just the on-field product, but the brand, the global brand, the global commercial ties to the club. They are running this like a business. Now, whether or not you agree with that, whether you want your club ran like a business or just ran like a good old-fashioned football team, well, I'm going to make the case that they're actually doing things the right way. Now, this is where it gets really exciting because I think FSG have been patiently waiting for one thing, and that is for Manchester City to fall off their pedestal. I think FSG knew they could never outspend Manchester City. Nobody can, right? They have basically unlimited funds and they just allegedly have no care for the rule of law. And we'll see if that actually is true moving forward. But I think FSG knew they would never be able to win a spending war with Manchester City. They have forked out significant funds over the last 10 to 15 years. And not just in the transfer window, guys. Hear me out. They have come in and they have fixed a lot of things, right? One of the biggest things was the Anfield renovations. Another massive project was the AXA Training Center, which is top drawer. It's probably one of the best in the world. And now I think FSG are poised to continue to do what they've done in the past, which is spend wisely. So they have, brought in players like Alexis McAllister, Ryan Gravenberch, all of those players that, had massive potential. And you look back even just a year back at McAllister and Gravenberch, and you wonder, how did we get these world-class players for such little in the transfer window, right? I think McAllister was like 30 million pounds, which is just ludicrous. Gravenberch, I think, was maybe 35. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but those two players now anchoring the best midfield in the world is insane. So spending wisely is FSG's motto. It's Michael Edwards' motto. And I just don't understand why fans think that we need to go out and spend all this money when we, time and time again, we find these gems, right? Andy Robertson, 8 million pounds, and he turned into the world's best left back for 5 to 6 years. Obviously, a lot of that was under Jurgen Klopp, but my point is that Liverpool spend wisely, and I think they're going to continue to do that. Now, here's the thing. Get this. I think FSG know it's time to strike, and here's why, okay? I think FSG are smart businessmen. They're smart businessmen and businesswomen. And I think they understand the power of brand, right? And in the world of football, you cannot build a brand unless you win. And when you win, your brand is strengthened. And a strong brand means more income, means more value, and at the end of the day for FSG, it means a better investment. Now, I think that means FSG are poised to strike. They see Man City have fallen. Who knows what's going to happen with these 130 plus and counting charges against them. But I think they've seen Man City finally falling, right? And Man City are not done spending. They just spent 200 million pounds in the January transfer window alone, which is absolutely insane. But I think Michael Edwards, Richard Hughes, Arneslot together, they now are saying it is time to strike. It is time to solidify Liverpool at the top of England and the top of Europe for the next 5 years and beyond. So I believe that FSG look at things like an investment. Hey, if we invest £100 million in this team next summer, what's the return on investment? And I think for Liverpool, it is now time. We're already a top 5 club in the world, but if you become the de facto leader of European football for the next 5 years, you are now building up your brand. You are building up a new generation of fans, right? These young fans coming to and looking, and especially here in America, they're looking to who is the best team, who are the best players. If FSG want to solidify Liverpool as that best team in the world, which I think we currently are, we'll see. We have to see what happens between now and the end of the season. But if we solidify ourselves as the best team in Europe, there is a whole generation of fans ready to jump on that, I'll call it a bandwagon, but jump on that wagon and become Liverpool fans, and you've just expanded your brand across the globe, and that is a good investment.